First, Kaizen, the power of continuous financial improvement. Japan's financial strength doesn't come from giant leaps. It grows through small, steady steps. The philosophy of Kaizen, which translates to continuous improvement, is deeply ingrained in Japanese business and daily life. It's not just a workplace mindset, but a personal finance strategy. Instead of waiting for a perfect time to save big or invest heavy, people tweak little habits each day, cutting an unnecessary subscription, reviewing the monthly budget, or shifting some savings into a more efficient account. These tiny optimizations might seem insignificant at first, but over time, they snowball into substantial financial growth. This mentality is the opposite of impulsive financial behavior. It's methodical, it's sustainable, and it creates consistency. Companies like Toyota and even financial conglomerates have used this same concept to streamline operations and boost profits, proving that steady systems work just as well for individuals as they do for corporations. Whether applied to money, time, or habits, Kaizen leads to real transformation over time. Second Kakeibo, the art of intentional spending. Unlike many Western budgeting tools that rely heavily on digital automation, Japan's traditional budgeting method, Kakeibo, takes a slower, more mindful approach. This system involves journaling expenses and reflecting on the purpose behind each purchase. It's less about restriction and more about awareness. Writing things down creates a tactile, emotional relationship with spending that swiping a card just doesn't deliver. In Kakeibo, the budget isn't just a set of numbers. It's a reflection of personal values. What's necessary? What's a luxury? What's truly meaningful? This budgeting practice teaches restraint, not through denial, but through clarity. It makes saving money feel like an empowering decision rather than a sacrifice. Households using Kakeibo often discover that they save without even realizing it, simply by pausing to question their habits. That kind of mindfulness is a long-term wealth-building tool, all on its own. 3. Multi-generational wealth without flash. In Japan, inheritance isn't about sudden windfalls, it's about stability and continuity. Families pass down not just money, but homes, land, and more importantly, a philosophy of stewardship. Properties often stay within the family for generations, carefully maintained rather than flipped for profit. And unlike in economies where inherited wealth is quickly liquidated or spent, Japanese families tend to preserve what they receive, seeing it as a legacy to honor rather than capital to burn. This approach leads to one crucial outcome: assets aren't just protected, they're multiplied. And because there's a strong emphasis on avoiding debt, many Japanese families use inheritance as a safety net that reduces future financial risk. Intergenerational transfer also includes knowledge. Parents teach children about saving, avoiding debt, and investing smartly. It's a quiet cycle of wealth that compounds across decades, not just portfolios. Fourth, long-term investment mindset. Risk-averse investing might sound like a limitation, but in Japan, it's a strength. The country has one of the highest proportions of household assets held in cash or deposits, about 50% compared to less than 15% in the US. But that doesn't mean the population isn't invested. It means the investments are carefully chosen and patiently held. Through programs like NISA, Nippon Individual Savings Account, Japanese investors are encouraged to buy and hold assets for the long term, enjoying tax advantages in return. The cultural emphasis is on slow growth, reliable returns, and minimal volatility. That mindset protects against emotional investing and market panic. It also allows investors to stay in the market during downturns, knowing that over 10, 20, or even 30 years, the odds are in their favor. It's not about riding waves, it's about building foundations. 5. Minimalism that saves more than space. Minimalism in Japan isn't just a design choice, it's a financial strategy. Rooted in cultural values like danshari, which means to refuse, dispose, and separate. This approach encourages people to own less and live more simply. And in a consumer world constantly pushing for more, that's a quiet form of financial rebellion. Living minimally reduces not only clutter, but also monthly costs. Fewer belongings mean less maintenance, lower insurance, reduced storage needs, and often smaller living spaces. Japanese homes and lifestyles are typically compact, efficient, and streamlined, all of which translate into lower expenses. This lifestyle creates room for savings and investment without requiring a massive income. It's a mindset that prioritizes quality, intention, and peace, financial and otherwise. 6. Trust-based finance and community banking. Big banks play a role, sure, but many Japanese families and small businesses rely on local credit unions, agricultural cooperatives, or Shinkin banks. These institutions often operate on community trust, long-standing relationships, and shared responsibility. Loans aren't just financial transactions. They come with a social element that encourages accountability and careful use of funds. The system supports small businesses in ways big financial institutions often can't. And because there's a cultural emphasis on not burdening others, borrowers work hard to repay. This keeps default rates low and community wealth high. It's not flashy fintech or venture capital, but it's incredibly effective at building sustainable financial ecosystems, especially for families that value consistency over explosive growth. 7. Education as a wealth multiplier. Financial literacy isn't taken lightly in Japan. While it's true that formal education around money is still growing, the foundational approach to life skills includes saving, budgeting, and planning. From school lessons on math through the lens of personal finance to company-offered investment seminars, the infrastructure is expanding steadily. Lifelong employment, once common in Japan, often came with structured savings plans, bonuses tied to financial goals, and even company housing. These systems nurtured financial discipline. Now, even as the job market evolves, the cultural expectation remains: be responsible with money. Younger generations are growing up with access to digital tools that build on this foundation, making personal finance more intuitive than ever. It's not just about earning, it's about knowing what to do with what's earned. 8. Automation and the quiet efficiency of digital finance. Japan may not be known globally for its flashy fintech startups, but behind the scenes, automation plays a huge role in how people manage money. Many banks allow for automatic transfers to savings or investment accounts, and even small expenses are tracked digitally through linked apps. Budgeting doesn't have to be manual anymore. It flows seamlessly in the background. What's powerful here is the consistency. When saving or investing becomes automatic, discipline doesn't have to rely on daily willpower. It's built into the system. From salary deductions for savings to robo-advisors managing portfolios based on risk preference, the tools are in place to make wealth building easier, even passive. The Japanese financial ecosystem rewards patience, and automation makes that patience almost effortless. 9. Turning passion into profit. The Japanese concept of a shokunin, or artisan spirit, shows that mastery isn't just fulfilling, it can also be profitable. Many individuals turn hobbies into sustainable side businesses, whether it's crafting, local food production, or teaching a skill. This side income culture is particularly common among older adults, who often work past retirement age, not out of necessity, but out of pride and purpose. Rather than relying on a single income source, people diversify naturally. These micro-businesses don't just supplement income, they create networks, build local economies, and allow wealth to grow organically. No need for massive startup capital or aggressive marketing, just skill, dedication, and word of mouth. It's a financial ecosystem driven by passion and community, not competition. 10. Planning for generations, not just retirement. Perhaps the most important piece of Japan's wealth puzzle is this: financial planning is long-term by default. Retirement isn't a deadline, it's a transition. Parents plan for their children's education before they're even born. Families invest in properties that will outlive them. And elderly citizens think not only about healthcare and savings, but also about what legacy they're leaving behind. This mindset reduces impulsive spending, encourages diversified investment, and builds a sense of financial purpose. It's less about achieving independence at 65 and more about ensuring that future generations have a stable foundation to build on. And in businesses, this approach has influenced the rise of family-run enterprises and long-standing corporate relationships, like Wilmar's connections with Japanese trading houses focused on sustainability and long-term strategy. Absolutely, here are 5 additional lines to extend that section while keeping the tone and context consistent. This generational thinking is also evident in how wills and estate plans are handled, often discussed openly within families rather than avoided. Educational savings accounts are started early, with government programs and family contributions working in tandem to secure the future. Even lifestyle choices, like downsizing homes or delaying luxury purchases, are influenced by the desire to leave something meaningful behind. It's a culture where wealth is not seen as an individual trophy, but as a shared resource meant to uplift the whole family line. That deep-rooted sense of continuity creates not just personal financial stability, but a resilient economy built on trust, patience, and foresight. Wealth in Japan isn't built on stock tips, startup hype, or sudden success. It's crafted through a culture that honors discipline, legacy, and clarity. From the quiet budgeting power of Kakebo to the lifelong stability of intergenerational planning, each of these 10 principles forms a foundation that supports not only financial success, but personal peace of mind. The Japanese approach reminds the world that wealth isn't just about having more, it's about needing less, planning well, and thinking ahead. If any of these strategies hit home or spark new ideas, now's the time to take action. Start with one change, apply one habit. And if building long-term wealth the Japanese way makes sense to you, share this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below with the tip you're ready to try first. See you in the next one.